So, a tool I frequently use, ClickUp, recently changed their landing page to this: maximize human productivity. And my first reaction was, why? Why do we have to maximize human productivity? Nothing against ClickUp, by the way. To me, productivity is getting things done for some results, to put it simply. It's checking off your to-do list for some output. And it doesn't necessarily have to only be within the realm of work. It can also be in our day-to-day lives, such as getting your laundry done or doing your dishes. Now, productivity is of course essential for our survival and living life, but at what point does it become a little bit too much? Should we really be min-maxing our productivity? Should we be obsessing over it so much? I mean, look at the many productivity videos that are out there, and hustle culture, and Sigma grindset stuff. Though it does make sense why productivity is so fawned over. Studying well brings in the grades, and going to work brings in the money. We're very much incentivized for productivity. Not to mention that on media you see successful people flexing their productivity habits and whatnot, and then we assume that when you're successful, then you've made it in life. As if you'll finally be happy, and everything's gonna be great in life once you've hit that success. And that success is achieved via mad productivity. Therefore, you should totally be damn productive to get a good life, right? Then somehow, without realizing it, some of us start making our lives all about productivity, and we forget that it can be more than just that. And that's where the trap lies. We get used to it. Then we end up digging this hole out of a habit, and we're not sure how to start crawling out of it. So maybe ask yourself this: do you really have to be that productive to have your definition of a good life? I will say that some people don't even have the option to give that question a thought at all, because they're still in the pursuit of basic survival, or still in the process of some grand ambition, and that's totally valid. But I do hope that eventually they'll be able to. But for some of us who maybe start stumbling at that question, or maybe think, maybe not really, I happen to find an interesting field of psychology that can provide insight into that line of thought: positive psychology. Positive psychology is the scientific study of what makes life most worth living. And apparently, its foundations trace back to ancient Greece and Aristotle's exploration of eudaimonia, which commonly translates as happiness, intellectual and moral virtues, and what constitutes a good life. Then fast forward to 1954, Abraham Maslow first coined the term positive psychology in his book Motivation and Personality. That's also the guy who made this in 1943. And you can see how he paved the brick road towards the concept of positive psychology. Anyway, in my own curiosity to streamline my scattered thoughts surrounding my idea of what a good life looks like and means to me outside of productivity, I honed in on 3 particular frameworks under positive psychology. You'll actually find that some concepts are repeated across some of the frameworks, but they provide unique perspectives nonetheless. In the year 1989, researcher Dr. Ryff developed the Ryff scale of psychological well-being, which became the cornerstone of positive psychology, and it focuses on 6 factors: self-acceptance, which is how you acknowledge and accept the things that have happened to you and also yourself as a person, good or bad qualities included; positive relations; autonomy, which is how independent and self-determined you are; environmental mastery, aka basically how competent you are as a person; purpose in life, or how much you feel like you're striving towards something and that what you're doing has a sense of meaning; and personal growth, which is how much of a work in progress you feel. Then, The book Flourish, A Visionary New Understanding of Happiness and Well-Being was published by Dr. Martin Seligman in 2011, which introduced the PERMA well-being framework, where P is for positive emotions, which encompassed stuff like hope, interest, gratitude, joy, and love. E is for engagement, or how often you can live in the present moment and focus entirely on the task at hand, or if you're familiar with the term, tap into the flow state. R is for relationships, M is meaning, and A is accomplishments, in which those three are kind of similar to the factors of positive relations, purpose in life, and environmental mastery accordingly on the Ryff scale. And the final model that I'm going to mention is the Comprehensive Flourishing Domains, which was published by Dr. Tyler J. Vanderweel through the Journal on the Promotion of Human Flourishing in 2017. The Comprehensive Flourishing Domains cover happiness and life satisfaction, mental and physical health, meaning and purpose, character and virtue, which is basically how good a person is on the alignment chart, and how willing they are to give up some happiness now for greater happiness later, and close relationships, and financial and material stability. Now, if I were to look at these three models and personally merge them into a single list, that'd probably get me crucified by people in the field of positive psychology, it would look like this. A reminder, by the way, that I'm obviously in no way a professional or an expert in the field or have a degree in psychology, so yeah. But I do think that this list is a pretty good representation on my thoughts of what makes up a good life. Now, what about you? Do you see anything on this list that you've maybe never thought of before, or is something that you've never really considered? Now, to sum the whole thought up, sure, productivity is essential, but if we have the opportunity to, let's maybe not fall into the trap of thinking that that's all that makes up a good life. It can be so much more than that, and maybe in your search to expand your definition, you can consider the various frameworks that are within the realm of positive psychology. Are there maybe certain points from certain frameworks that resonate with you more than others? Or maybe you'll come upon something that you've never really thought of but really like. From there, you can establish the bearings to your good life compass, build towards it, then calibrate accordingly in the future when you need to. Hopefully, it'll help with slowly crawling out of that productivity hole that some of us have dug too deep for ourselves. Oh, and of course, do check out other frameworks within positive psychology and not just the ones I've mentioned, because they're quite interesting.